From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, February 26th, 2016. Silver is trading at $15.14 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,237 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $422. Antiwar.com reports the UN made much of its airdrop of 21 tons of food to the Syrian city of Deir ez-Zor, at present controlled largely by the Islamic State, but contested in fighting with Syrian troops. On Thursday, the UN admitted that all 21 tons ended up either destroyed or lost. Fearing that they'd get targeted by missiles, the plane flew at high altitude and dropped the 21 pallets of food from up there, figuring they'd just parachute down to the drop area. That did not work exactly as well as they'd hoped. 4 of the parachutes of the 21 pallets just flat out did not open and smashed into the ground, being destroyed. 7 others opened and landed, but ended up in the middle of a field of landmines, so they can't be recovered at any rate. The last 10 are the biggest mystery. UN officials say that the last 10 pallets drifted away on their way down, and they have no idea where they landed or who ended up with them. These, at the very least, may not have been destroyed and may be feeding somebody, but who is unclear. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Bitcoin Not Bombs. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs offers premium publicity campaigns designed to facilitate an organization's adoption of Bitcoin as a payment system and to fully capitalize on that decision in their fundraising efforts. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. Reuters reports residents and rescue crews on Thursday combed through wreckage left by storms that lashed the eastern United States, killing at least 8 people and injuring scores across a number of states. The storm system on Wednesday pounded the Carolinas and Virginia with high winds, hail, and heavy rain. Flood warnings were in place from Maryland to Maine. The worst-hit area of Virginia was Waverly, a town about 130 miles south of Washington, where a tornado packing winds up to 110 miles per hour carved a path 300 yards wide and 9 miles long. 2 men and a 2-year-old boy from Waverly were killed when the twister demolished their mobile home. Their bodies were found about 300 yards away. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe told reporters in the town where streets and yards were filled with debris and downed trees, "It's hard to imagine what people went through when the storm was going on last night." Another man was killed near Appomattox, and a spokeswoman for the state police said the 5th death was still unconfirmed. In South Carolina, a man died on Wednesday when he was struck by a falling tree. Tornadoes pummeled Louisiana and Mississippi on Tuesday, killing at least 3 people. In North Carolina, Governor Pat McCrory said about 21,000 homes and businesses were without power, but there had been no reports of serious injuries or deaths. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports outstanding student loan debt jumped by $29 billion to $1.23 trillion nationwide as the number of delinquent loans remained somewhat steady in the last quarter of 2015, according to the New York Federal Reserve. The percentage of student loan borrowers who are 90 days or more delinquent in payments or who are in default rose from 11.5% in the third quarter of 2015 to 11.6% in the fourth quarter ending December 31st. For comparison, the student loan debt for the same time period in 2014 increased by $31 billion to $1.16 trillion, with about 11.3% of aggregate student loan debt delinquent or in default. As in previous years, the Fed said the current delinquency and default rates are understated because up to half are in deferment, in grace periods, or in forbearance, and therefore temporarily not in the repayment cycle. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.